to do. Beautiful scenery. So technically this is an art channel, but as you can see, I got a bike and I built a shed for it, so I'm going to show you. Go. There we go. So here is my bike shed, and it is currently housing my 2024 Honda Grom. At the time of recording this, I've been riding it for about a month now. I'm very new at this. But anyway, so here is the little shed I made for it. I built it way before I even bought a bike. I was doing a ton of research. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a Grom, but I ended up getting one. And that's okay because I'm very new and it's good to buy a very small engine bike so you don't kill yourself. Anyway, so I built a shed because I live in a trailer, and the other option was to have a tarp, but I did not want a tarp because tarps don't last very long in this yard. And this is Mr. Grimmy. He came out to say hi. Hello, baby. Anyway, I wanted to make it out of light materials as I could possibly find that I could easily disassemble it if I needed to move it. And all the materials that, well, most of all the materials I got for free because a lot of it is just hoarding junk that I found in my dad's yard. So I decided to upcycle it. And like even the paint, that was leftover paint from our previous house painting project, so I just used that. And the window is upcycled. I did solidify the back because we get some strong sun and I didn't want that to hit the bike inside, so that got blacked out. And yeah, so like I said, mostly everything is upcycled. This I got from it was a car cover of some sort. Even these flowers that I have everywhere, they're upcycled materials. Tried to make them look a little toony, and so they're like made out of either cans or colanders, and this was made out of leftover fence wood, and I think this is an oven piece of some kind. But anyway, so the only things I really had to pay for were the handles, the little lock things. I have some air vents on each side. I paid for those. I paid for the hinges, and yeah, that's mostly it. Everything else was found around the yard. Underneath, I have a bunch of crap wood that is not really usable, but I wanted to lay it all down so the gophers would not push dirt up into the bottom of my shed and get it all wood rotted. So yeah, to prevent that, I put a bunch of crap wood there and I propped it up with bricks all the way to the fence because the gophers were trying to push dirt up there, and that would have been bad. Anyway, this whole shed design was inspired by a photo I found on Pinterest. There were 3 sides that opened up, but I only made half of the roof open up because otherwise the shed was just not stable enough, and so that created the extra stability that I needed. But everything else, the 2 walls open up just like the photo that I was inspired by. But anyway, let me open up this little shed for you so I could give you a better view inside. Oh, Grimmy, go! So the insulation for this shed was originally going to be used for my fifth wheel's trailer skirting, which is supposed to help dramatically with weather warmth for the winter, but my chickens like to be underneath the trailer, so that didn't end up happening. So I had all this insulation, so I was like, I might as well use it for this. This might help my bike from the weather elements somehow. So it's like a bubbly thin material that I just kind of stapled all over the wood. So, but here's all of the rest of the sides on the inside. I have it on top of a board that is kind of like a pallet, not quite like a pallet. I kind of made my own pallet. So it's like 2x4s all the way across, and so it's a nice heavy board that it's on top of. This is the fake leather material that I stapled on the back of the window so the sun can't come through. The roof, the word is carport. That's what it's called. So all this metal was recycled carport that someone was going to chuck away, and I was like, I'll take that. I did pay for all the screws and stuff too. That's another thing that I forgot to say. I did make all of the frame out of this light 1x2 stuff, and I did buy this a long time ago, and for another project that didn't happen, and so I was like, I will use it for this. So I didn't technically pay for this purpose either. But yeah, so okay, let's talk about how I did this roof thing, this opening. So I have 2 hinges back here, and I have a hinge connected to this wood into this notch. It originally was into this notch, but I kind of figured out that it's better to have it more centered so the roof isn't so lopsided and wiggly. So originally I had it a bit longer. I cut it off so I could do this, but and I made the notch a bit more deep because I didn't have it very deep, and as you can see, there's metal on this now. I screwed it onto it, but originally I just had a piece of wood, and over time the wood just kind of as you can see, it's disappearing, but whatever. So I did that so it won't keep chipping away, and then I have this piece right here because sometimes it would get very windy and it would make the whole top close by itself, and that was not good. So I have this extra little latch. I think it's for electric conduit, and I just take it off right there, and I have this it's like a magnet piece that I found in my dad's yard. And so after doing it that way, I have not had a problem with the wind knocking it down ever since. You know, I've had some really windy days, but anyway, here's my setup. If anyone else wants to do something similar. I had to think of how I was going to do it, but it works. So anyway, so this door stays open by this clip that I have on to the fence. That's how it stays open from the wind. This other one, I don't really have a solution for it. This is as wide as it's going to go because there's stuff on the other side and it just won't open because it's blocked. And so I have my gas can just propping it open. That will have to do. But when I need to close it, I have a little prop here. This is an eye hook. I had a ton of these, so I used them. This just kind of falls on top of that, and when I have everything closed up, it just stays like that. Otherwise, it just falls and swings down. And it goes right there on the eye hook. I just put that down like that, and there you go. Little bike shed tour. Oh, I also made this little ramp, which goes onto a carpet. I have to have a carpet or something because the chickens will just dig out divots. Otherwise, it's just rock underneath. But yeah, I made a little ramp that goes up here, made out of a gate. And so that is the tour, and Grimmy says goodbye, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.